Hey, what's good, Dcuo? Force the story here with another PvP video. Um, in this one, I want to talk about the PvP changes. The end of a broken era. Quick example, like this guy right here. He's in all 99 gear with synthetic mods. You know, whenever you kill 1v1s, what you're gonna get a lot is a lot of people using, pet powers with the one-handed swords, and people they really don't have a lot of skill points or a lot of skill, so they're pretty predictable. DPS being the reigning supreme role right now, being into two shot and everything. As you will see in this video, which will help prove my point, allow me to emphasize why this PvP revamp was much needed in the game. Now, it was much needed because of the state the PvP is currently in. Is the game is pretty broken. Um, PvP is pretty much just flooded with low skill points, one-handed users, people using either the hardest hitting powers in DPS roles. Right now, pet powers, the pets hit extremely hard in its current state. Rage combos still hit pretty hard. So sorcery, earth, rage, hard light, you're gonna run into a lot of these in there unless you run into like a fire or atomic tank. You won't see a lot of healers or trolls because at this current state, support roles are pretty much obsolete when it comes to 1v1 and 2v2s. Um, this PvP update coming is going to do a lot of good for the game. For some reason, the game has stayed alive all this time, even though it's been dying for like years, and that's mainly due to the addiction of the game, and that the fact that DC has a lot of loyal subscribers and loyal members, and the fact that it's pretty unique. The uniqueness in itself is a huge drawing point. The customization, you get to create your own character, your own base, league halls, and everything, and the way you get to customize your character with the style system is probably one of the greatest customization options in any MMO on console up to date. Really great. Another thing, this is like really pretty much the only MMO that gives you the option to be a hero versus villain that everybody loves, like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Everybody likes the Joker and Lex Luthor and whatnot. So you get the option to pretty much become even, you get to immerse yourself in that world, that comic world that we all grew up on, that we all know and love. So that aspect, it's pretty addictive. It's like, it's like DC sort of like crack cocaine. You can you like, even though it's when it's bad, in its bad states, it's no good for you, but you just keep coming back to it. You can't quit it because it's just so addictive. You keep coming back to it. So it's been able to stay afloat for some time now, and Daybreak is making some changes to try to fix the game, which is good. They're trying to expand, which is what we talked about. A lot of people have been mentioning this for a long time. They need to expand to the Xbox or whatever. Then the game got so broken at one point, they've even started talking about the potential of creating a DC Universe Part 2 and just shutting this one down completely. Well, it looks like they're going to do one last push to try to, bring life back into the game by merging USPS and USPC together and expanding to the Xbox One console, which is going to be great. Not sure if they're going to drop the PlayStation 3 console. I don't know how the gameplay will be on PS3. I would imagine it'll be hell because this game has a lot of memory in it now with all the current updates and whatnot. So why is this PvP update needed? It's needed to fix the state of the current game, to bring skill back to the game, and hopefully revitalize support roles. Now, don't get me wrong. It's called DPS UO for a reason, but this doesn't mean we hate DPS and all that. I mean, everybody wants to do damage. The objective of PvP is to do more damage to your opponent and kill them before they kill you. I mean, that's the whole purpose. But with it being so DPS heavily biased, it just lacks variety, and the lack of support roles, excuse me, the lack of support roles in it just really makes PvP just not as fun, because it's hard to find a PvP healer, tank, controller. You see a lot of DPS, and it's just like this guy's doing the DPS with one-handed, using the kickflip glitch. It's cheesy, yeah, but you can't really call them cheaters. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So the game right now is in that broken state. So you're gonna see a lot of people doing that, like this guy's doing. But skill still prevails. In skill, you're going to see a lot more of that being needed after the update. people like this guy I'm fighting, I'm not saying he's a bad player or whatnot, but people that, do use power tokens to switch to the broken power, switch and use the broken weapons and whatnot, those guys will be on the bottom, the ones that worry about exploitation versus, practicing and getting better at it, on their overall skill. So, another thing, this really sucks. But even though, we do have a lot of loyal supporters and players on the game, unfortunately, it seems like on the forums they're still not doing this for us. This is all a big money grab. Them expanding to consoles, Xbox One and merging. That's the sole reason why they're fixing PvP. Not because it's the right thing to do and they should have done it a long time ago when, we were complaining how broken it was. They really don't seem to care as much about the community as they should, because it should have been done a long time ago. But the reason for them fixing this, because if you're going to release a brand new game to a new console, you can't release a game that's already broken. There's no way it can be released on the Xbox One in its current state, where its PvE is good, but PvP sucks so bad you can't even play it. The game will die out. It'll do like the ESO hype was, They had a lot of mistakes in that one. They really got to fix their product and release a full product to a new console upon release instead of a half-assed one like it is currently in right now. So it's really PvE biased right now. Even PvE gear beats PvP. And yeah, PvP is pretty much, this 1v1 queue took like almost 10 minutes to queue up, but PvP is like pretty much dead. So they have to sort of resurrect PvP before they bring it to Xbox One. So that's their main reason why they're focusing so heavily on it right now. Not because it's the right thing to do, but it's because if they want to make money, they have to release a near perfect product to this new console, or else it's not going to do well. So yeah, the reasoning may not be the best, but the result is still going to work out pretty well, because this was a much needed revamp and a much needed update. So PvP update is coming soon. Those of you guys with low skill points who've been exploiting power glitches, weapon glitches and whatnot, yeah, you're gonna have to find a new plan. And now of course when the update, this game always has some glitches and bugs with it, so there's probably going to be some shortcuts around there somewhere that people are probably going to find. I wouldn't bank too much on relying on those. I would really pick a power that you're most comfortable with, a role you're most comfortable with, and the weapon you're most comfortable with, and getting good at it. Get your skill points up. Stop worrying about the exploiting broken utilities and powers and weapons, because that's going to be minimalized come this next update. And they're really, since they're starting to focus PvP heavy, they're going to be looking at these glitches and stuff and hopefully get them taken care of sooner than later. So yeah, PvP, end of a broken era in PvP. I'm hoping that once it gets fixed this time, it never gets as broken as it was like that again. I understand they was trying something new, taking out the role advantages and role specific gear, but that's what made the game unique. The rock paper scissors method. Tank beat controller, Cho beat heal, heal beats tank. Not many other MMOs have that kind of system. So, but yeah, as you can see, I beat this guy. Even though it's cheesing with one-handed, with a weapon and a power with a pet, and I'm a healer. Which is super nerfed in PvP. You guys make sure that your skill is there, your comfortability is there, and that your overall knowledge of the game is on par and where it needs to be. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was informative, and see you in the next video.